What's up everyone, welcome back to a new video on the Alien Agro channel. Today we will be getting straight into it. We'll be going over the markets again. We will be skipping the stock market since it's not a weekday, so the markets are not open. So without more having said, let's get straight into it. So for Bitcoin right now, we of course had this major area from the two blue lines, which we currently are not able to reclaim, with the previous weekly open right above it. Currently, of course, it's like 2 weeks ago in terms of previous week, but I will keep it like this because I do think this remains a crucial level in correlation, of course, with this Monday low. So what have we seen on the lower time frames in terms of that Monday low? See, we have been playing a little bit of ping pong. So get above, we push a little bit through, break back below, retest it, continue down again. And on the perpetual chart, this was a lot cleaner. As I stated, I'm using an USD chart here. So with that having said, I do think this Monday low remains crucial. So if we don't reclaim it, we can just expect some further top down, in my opinion. But this is looking to hold quite strong. We're just ranging. I do like this wick right here, so I do think there is a chance of us sweeping this and maybe getting some short-term bounce, or we just don't hold it and we just continue down on a slow grind towards those lows where we either front run it or we perfectly sweep it. But the sweeps are not given that much when you look at it on this perspective. So I do think if we don't hold here, that we simply see these lows right here, but I don't think we will sweep this or retest it. So I think this should be the place to place some bids. And of course, if this is given, it's just a little blessing. And let's say you are positioning yourself right here, you get this sweep, you add on your position here, you want to see this aggressive, meaning aggressive reclaim, because otherwise, if you're just getting positioned around this chop and you get that sweep and you don't get a reclaim, you probably will go down a lot further. So this will be either the invalidation, most likely will be accumulating in this way, and if we get that sweep, I will just add to the position. If there is no reclaim, I will cut the position straight there. The same logic can be applied for this lower time frame setup, if of course given, where we would like to see a sweep of this level, reclaim, hold, and go up again, where I will be targeting either this previous Monday low, or if it becomes more aggressive, I will be targeting these highs. My expectation would be that Monday low, since this is being crucial on the short term. So with BTC having had, let's get into ETH. On ETH you see that setup I shared on the video. It was the pico bottom on the lower time frame with quite a decent exit back towards that 0.5 level. Right here, see it again, the 0.5, bouncing from that OT5 level, creating a higher low, and we just flew straight up to it. This can be seen in that previous video. So for now, it has been hit, so let's remove this right now. And I do think this is something I am still looking for if it is given. But like I stated, with Bitcoin it looks quite strong, so I would perhaps be looking for a sweep of these levels right here, where we get something like this, and we go up to this point again, where this could be the lower time frame setup, or if you want to play this on a higher time frame way, we can of course make this an accumulation, where we accumulate, aka build a position, and if we get some sweep, we add it. If there's no reclaim, we cut it. If the reclaim happens, we hold the trade and most likely we'll trade back up a lot further. So this will be the two ways I will be looking to play this right now. Do I have any idea which of the scenarios will happen? No clue. I'm currently watching it, but I don't like trading on the Saturday, so perhaps the Sunday can give a little bit more clarity in terms of what side we will be trading, but I do think we should at least revisit these lows, just like on Bitcoin. And then the question is, will you sweep it, reclaim it, and go up? Or will you break it and we retest these lows right here? So these are the current setups I am watching for Bitcoin and ETH on those lower time frames. Let's get more into the systematic approach, where I will be removing this. I will use a perpetual chart. I'll skip over the volumetric levels this time, because I don't think they are currently that important on the lower time frames at least. So when we look at it on a daily perspective, we do see this low is this high, I mean, is still a lot lower than this one. So this is currently setting up some bottom formation, where we have this point, we have this point, and we are currently creating this point. I think most people by now should know the setup I like a lot. I'll use some random chart to illustrate it, if TradingView wants to allow me at least. Okay, right here. So let's pick this. How do I play the 1, 2, 3? It's quite simple. You look at the first point, which currently is this. You want to see this point getting swept and reclaimed aggressively, where you could position yourself on this deviation or sweep, however you like to call it, and then add when it gets reclaimed and make this your TP or this your TP1, depending on the way you like to manage your trades. And for the 1, 2, 3 to be completed, it's quite simple. You need 1, 2, 3. But I get the question a lot, like, how do you determine if the 3 is, the number 3 is valid? Well, this is a quite simple approach. You look at point 1 and you look at point 2. You want it to be in between. So to illustrate this a little bit better, let's say it went to here, or here even, and now it goes up. This is still valid, but it can also happen like this, where we only go to here and we go up. But what exactly is the 2 level then? Because that's the most important one. You simply get this candle, this full candle, and you want it to be above this. Quite simple. So this is the way how we play that 1, 2, 3, which of course can happen on any time frame. This really often occurs on the 1 minute and the 3 minutes. So if I get back into those perpetual charts, this should be a little bit faster. Not sure if there currently is a great example. Yeah, we got one right here, where you have the wick here, number 1. You sweep it, and you want it to be in between that point 2 level. We here have the sweep, aggressive reclaim, and you make your 3rd point and you continue up before you of course go down again. And here we see one that is not valid, because we want this, let's say this little candle, this one would have been around here. I would have called it valid, but this point is way too close. So if this candle, this yellow candle, would have been around here, and on this we swept it, Now I would call this a valid 1, 2, 3. But this is just too close. There is no real liquidity being swept here from this little point. So this I wouldn't confirm a 1, 2, 3. So I wanted to get this idea a little bit more concrete for you guys. So the one important chart again, when we ignore the system, let's turn that off. We go onto the EVBTC chart, which I find very important for alts. We see this, we want to see the blue level being held. If it simply doesn't, I expect more downside for alts, or if BTC and ETH still go up together, expect alts to be a little bit on the weak side in terms of comparing it to BTC. So if we want to see some strength on alts on this next move up, we want to see this level being held before we go up. Because if we lose this or we start just accumulating here, it will simply say that Bitcoin and ETH could move, while alts just do some sort of massive chop, while BTC and ETH just slowly grind up. So, to the systematic approach, go back to those perpetual charts. Simply see this, the 1, 2, 3, and we are still holding this wave. So, we quite simply are still bullish on at least the higher time frames. Because when you of course look at the 1 hour, you are currently grinding down quite clearly. On the 4 hour, got a perfect notification here. We just went down. When you look at the ETH charts, it's quite similar on the 4 hour. But when we look at the 1 day, we're just perfectly coming back into that zone. So for now, I'm still leaning more towards the bullish side, but you do have to expect some short downside first before we can look at more upside. And we do have to state, of course, that I don't think Saturday is the best day for trading in terms of leverage and short-term gains, but to position yourself on a Sunday to front run the Monday low and Monday high traders would be quite a good plan. So stay tuned for tomorrow's video, because I do think that will be more important than today's video. So with that having said, guys, have a nice day and keep trading.